Good morning, Eagles. I'm Tegan Ross.
And I'm Hope Voorhees. Welcome to Eagle Eye News.
Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
This year, the football team has welcomed a new coach. Let's go over to Coach Eater for an interview of how he has fit into Lakes.
So, we're here to ask you a few questions. First question we're going to ask you is, what does ACE mean, and like the whole idea of that?
Yeah, ACE stands for attitude, character, and enthusiasm. And the reason I've used that and it's stuck with me is those are three things that we choose every day in our own mind, how we want to portray those. If we're going to have a good attitude, be a man or woman of good character, and the kind of enthusiasm we're going to bring to the things we do each day. And it's also something that's not necessarily football related, so it works for all aspects of life, so that's always been important to me. And I think it's good to have a focus that's not just on football, but life in general as well.
What are your goals, not just for this year, but like the future of Lakes, like Lakes football and all that?
I think goals, the same for this year as well as the future, is to continue the success of the football program at Lakes, continue the success of our student athletes outside of football and in the community, and then to take that to the next level. You know, we've done a lot of work with the community over the summer and involving other people, making it a family feel, not just an exclusive football group, but really extending out to our community and our school. And then in terms of football, we want to take that next level, not just being a conference contender, but being a legitimate playoff contender and making that push farther into that postseason play and just continue to be good human beings on and off the field.
You've coached at past schools. How does Lakes stand out from all the other schools you've coached at?
The work ethic and the commitment level are far superior here than anywhere I've seen. And that's not just in football, that's in the academics as well, and the faculty, the coaching staffs, the administration. I think as a whole, they've kind of set the standard that other schools, you know, are fighting to get to. And I think that's been the reason for the success they've had to this point. So it's important to me to make sure we keep that up. Now that I'm the head football coach, we keep those things going and keep improving in that facet.
And then the final question, I might add one more. But
Okay.
The one we have for right now is, after this year is done, what type of legacy do you want to leave for Lakes? Even as still a head coach, how do you want to leave a legacy for this year?
I think this year's the legacy is going to be it's the first year of the new program, you know, and the new visions. And I hope, for the players' sake, the amount of work and time they've put into this season, that they can leave hitting some of the goals they have, you know, being the first 9-0 team, making that postseason push, bringing home another conference championship. You know, they've worked so hard and put all this time in, the seniors especially over the last 4 years. I hope this team can be that team and be the team that we talk about when we reference Lakes football and we talk about the 2017 football team, because they really deserve it. They've worked hard, and I want to be, you know, it'd be great if, you know, my first year, this staff, this team could be that team to hit the goals that this program's had for a long time.
Okay. And I'm going to ask one more.
Sure.
I just thought of. So the next question is going to be, me being a football player, and I don't know if anybody else knows, you are very preaching about brotherhood. Why do you do that so much?
The football season is a grind, and it's a ton of work. And the demands that you guys have as students academically, the demands we put on you as athletes, if you don't have that brotherhood and that connection with one another and you enjoy each other's company to the point where you're doing it for that guy next to you, I think it's a lot of work and it's hard to fulfill that commitment. So I think it's important to bring everyone together like a brotherhood and make, you know, create love on that team for the guys next to you to keep that fire burning and keep everyone motivated throughout the length of the season.
Welcome, Coach Eater. We hope you're enjoying Lakes. Now let's throw it to Olivia with sports.
Hey Eagles,
I'm Olivia Anthony.
and I'm Olivia Beller, and this is sports.
On Tuesday, field hockey competed against Latin and won with a score 2-1. Shout out to sophomore Lexi Nuxel and senior Jillian Vatiz for scoring 2 goals for Lake.
Bringing it onto the court now, we've got the volleyball team starting their season with wins over Zion and Libertyville. On Saturday's Crosstown Classic, they won the title, defeating Stevenson in the semifinals and Warren in the championship.
The girls got wins over Grace Lake Central, Zion Benton, Champaign Centennial, Stevenson, and Warren.
Erica Grant led the way for Lakes with 43 kills, and Katie Billadu finished with 35 kills. Rachel Rapano had 67 assists, and Devin Bell had 42 assists.
The golf team won their conference match Tuesday against Wakanda, making them 2-0 for the season.
Last Friday, the football team pulled out an exceptional win over Deerfield, making the final score 14-8.
Early in the first quarter, Ethan Greenfield drives the first score of the game. Warriors took the lead 8-7. Let's jump now to the second quarter. Jacob Johnson pounded into the end zone, making it 14-8.
Going into the third quarter, the Eagles complete a big play for about 50 yards to Dylan Kielowitz. Then scrambling to his right, Jacob Johnson fakes one way and breaks the opponent's ankles. Late in the game, Deerfield is driving, and on fourth down, the Eagles come up with a big stop to steal the game.
Let's see what Coach Ellerman had to say after the game.
Here on Adams Field with Coach Ellerman. Coach, what were your thoughts going into this game?
Well, we prepared for an option offense because that's what they were last year, and they didn't really run wing key option at all. So we had to change some things on the fly. The kids did a great job responding to the changes that had to be made and going with the flow. I mean, it was great on their part.
And what was, in your opinion, one of the biggest highlights of today?
The way our defense played, those guys played awesome. When we worked on fundamentals, we harped on fundamentals all year round. We got to do a little bit better job squeezing on our tackles, but our D-line up front, our outside linebackers did a great job playing shade technique and keeping our linebackers clean. It was just a great total defensive win on their part. The kids I just called a couple plays. They performed. It wasn't anything I did.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach Ellerman, and congratulations on your first win.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
And finally, congrats to the tennis team who competed in a tournament over the weekend, pulling out wins over both Warren and Zion.
Keep it up, Eagles.
That's it for this week.
Now let's take you to your Royal Rush for your Royal Rush update.
Hey Eagles, welcome to your first Royal Rush update. All right, I want to give a big shout out to all the fall athletes. Can't wait to see what you guys do this season.
We got a big week ahead of us, and we want to see you come out and support our teams. First off, we want to wish the field hockey team good luck this weekend at their tournament in St. Louis. Then on Tuesday, we got boys soccer against Stevenson, girls cross country taking on Grays Lake North, field hockey playing Naperville North at home, girls tennis against Woodstock, and lastly, a girls golf match versus Grays Lake.
On Wednesday, boys golf has 2 matches against Carmel, Grays Lake North, and then a girls volleyball game against Vernon Hills.
On Thursday, boys soccer is taking on Grays Lake North at Grays Lake, field hockey against Elgin, boys golf versus Antioch, and a big girls volleyball game against Grays Lake North.
Then on Friday, we have our first home football game against Highland Park, and the theme is Blackout. So wear your Royal Rush shirts and meet by the track by 6:30 to walk over to the field with the football team and marching band.
See you there, Eagles!
Thanks, Royal Rush. Last week, one of our staff members was able to get an inside look at the solar eclipse. Here's what happened down in Carbondale.
Last week was a rare occasion for all Americans. On August 21st, a total solar eclipse traveled across the United States. With only a few good spots to view totality, however, millions flocked to small towns along the path, towns such as Carbondale, Illinois, and Tellico Plains, Tennessee. The eclipse itself was an incredible sight. For about 2.5 minutes, day became night and America watched in awe as daylight disappeared before their very eyes. The eclipse also brought about the busiest day of traffic in U.S. history. With Eagle Eye News, I'm Thomas Even.
Wow, sounds like a great time. Tonight, the home football game against Highland Park, the football team is hosting their second annual Troop Dreams fundraiser. They will be selling rally towels for $5 and raffling off a signed photo of Chris Bryant to support the local veterans.
Also, anyone who comes to the game will have the opportunity to be a part of the Guinness World Record for the most signatures on an American flag. Last year, we raised over $2,500 in donations for local service members and their families. Among the recipients was Navy veteran Angela Walker, who will be returning this year to sing for us before kickoff. The football team hopes this can become a tradition here at Lakes, so come out and support our local service members and Eagles.
Students can now request music to be played during the passing periods. Thanks to the Tri-M Music Honor Society, if you have a song you would like to request, simply enter it into the Google form in your email titled Passing Period Music Suggestions. Please make sure all submissions are school appropriate. Songs requested by students will be played during special student request weeks, 1 or 2 times per month.
If you have any ideas or suggestions for us, you can submit announcement requests on our website at lakestudentmedia.com for a chance to see it aired in a future broadcast.
While you're there, make sure to check out our new web videos every week and features from all school publications. For more updates, follow us on Twitter at LakesEEN. I'm Hope Voorhees.
And I'm Tegan Ross. Thanks for watching, Eagles. We'll see you next week.